Once upon a time, before smartphones, before facial recognition and stingray tech, before social media turned our lives into open files, the U.S. government tried to make domestic surveillance official policy. It was called the Houston Plan, a top-secret White House proposal so extreme that even J. Edgar Hoover, the FBI director who wiretapped Martin Luther King Jr., said no. Go ahead and like, share, and save this video, and subscribe to my YouTube channel in case my account doesn't survive the purge on this app, because the story I'm about to tell you was the blueprint for watching everyone. It's 1970. America is on fire with protests over the Vietnam War. Students are clashing with the National Guard. Black civil rights groups are demanding justice, and in the Oval Office, President Nixon decides the real enemy isn't overseas. It's at home. He tells a 29-year-old aide named Tom Charles Houston to come up with a plan to tighten internal security. What Houston delivers reads like a manual for an authoritarian state. The Houston plan proposed that the CIA, FBI, NSA, and military intelligence should combine forces to spy on Americans, not just suspected criminals, but students, journalists, activists, anyone considered subversive. It called for warrantless mail opening, covert burglaries, black bag jobs to steal documents, wiretaps, and hidden microphones without court approval, undercover infiltration of universities and protest groups, and an end to all restrictions separating foreign intelligence from domestic life. 5 pages, one signature away from turning the United States into a surveillance laboratory. The only objection came from the unlikeliest man. Every agency signed off except J. Edgar Hoover. Yes, that Hoover. The man synonymous with secret files and political spying. He warned that centralizing all domestic intelligence under the White House would destroy the FBI's independence and make them the fall guy when it all went wrong. President Nixon approved the plan anyway. For 5 days, it was U.S. policy. Then Hoover leaked his objections to the Attorney General, and the White House quietly withdrew it, at least on paper. Because here's the thing. Rescinding the plan didn't stop the mindset behind it. Within 2 years, a covert White House plumbers unit was created to plug leaks and gather intelligence on political enemies. Those black bag jobs, they started happening again. One of them at the Watergate Hotel. The illegal mail openings, the CIA kept doing them under code names like H.T. Lingual. By the time the Church Committee uncovered the Houston Plan in 1975, it had become the smoking gun. A written document proving the urge to surveil wasn't an accident, it was an ambition. And did the exposure alone create change? Oh no. Public outrage was what forced Congress to act. The Church Committee hearings exposed decades of secret programs, COINTELPRO, MKUltra, Operation Chaos, and led to real reform. Permanent intelligence oversight committees, a presidential ban on political machinations, and the creation of the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act meant to ensure that no American would ever be monitored without cause. For a moment, accountability won. Half a century later, surveillance looks different, slicker, faster, invisible. We carry the microphones ourselves. We tag our locations, we volunteer our data for the privilege of connection. But the question remains the same. How much privacy are we willing to trade for a sense of safety? And how many times must we forget what happens when power stops asking permission to look inside our lives? We've been here before, and when it finally came to light, people were held to account. History has a way of warning us long before it repeats, and we have to listen. If you believe these stories still matter, like, share, save, and comment to help me get this video out to others who may need to hear it, because these are not conspiracy theories, they are history, and history has receipts.